YouTube, this is your girl, Karmika Boom, broadcasting live from out here in these tangled, murderous streets. Ooh, it's getting hot out here in these streets, and the killings do increase when it gets real, real hot. So, y'all be careful out there. So, these past few days since the murder of Dominique Clayton in Oxford, Mississippi, my hometown, there has been much more development since the last time we met here on YouTube and I did the first video. Hello to all of my wonderful subscribers and viewers. Thank you for joining me on this Saturday during this live stream. I'm a little late, but I'm here. I was supposed to do this about an hour ago, but I couldn't get out of that bed. And, you know, it's really sad that Dominique, she couldn't get out of that bed. And it's really, really sad that her son, her 8-year-old son, found her. And from what I'm hearing, he went in to play a prank on her. And he's the one that got pranked, unfortunately, in the worst kind of way. And reportedly, he rolled her over because he had a little fake snake outside that he was going to play a prank on her with. And I guess he went to wake her up to have her to come outside. And when he rolled her over, I'm hearing that she was face down on the bed or halfway or on her side or something. And when he rolled her over, blood came from her mouth. And he went outside to tell his other family members that she was dead. And that little boy, 8 years old, I can't imagine having that type of trauma, especially as a child. And that image is probably going to be with him for the rest of his life. And I just pray that God will shield him and, help him throughout the remainder of his life. That's sad for an 8-year old to have to endure that type of trauma at the hands of adults who are supposed to be guiding and directing and protecting him. It's really sad. And as I said before, Oxford, Mississippi is my hometown, and it's where I got my start. It's where I was born and raised, and there's not a lot of crime that happens in Oxford. A little stealing here, a little stealing there, but it's not a lot of raping that I've heard about. It's not a lot of murders that I hear about, and when it does happen, a murder, it really makes waves. So this has gone into national news, and everybody's talking about it. So I guess we're going to talk about it again and again and again until we can get some sense out of it, because it makes no sense, right? It makes absolutely no sense. My cold has gotten a little bit better, praise God. But somebody's running the air conditioner non-stop. This is the fourth consecutive day. It's not that hot. It really is not. But it's real, real hot over there in those Oxford streets. And from what I'm hearing, Dominique Clayton was cremated last Wednesday. And, myself and other people are asking the question, why has she been cremated so fast? And I'm asking the question, why was she cremated? And my hometown, most black people, we don't do cremations. We usually do funerals, especially with a very high profile murder such as this. I was expecting her to have a big funeral, and some people that knew her and other people that didn't know her was going to come, and it was going to be a big thing. But seems like there's some hands hidden behind the scenes that we can't see, who are orchestrating and directing the flow of this situation. I got a feeling that I can feel some energy that's influencing some of those family members. And I could be right, I could be wrong. I don't know. But I just feel some energy from somebody that's possibly directing the flow of that family. And they may have had the influence to, help the family to decide to go ahead and cremate right after the autopsy. I'm hearing that she did have an autopsy. And some speculation and rumors have been saying that she was pregnant. Did y'all hear that? So some people say it might be true, it may not be true. Some people say that she possibly just told Matthew that in order to extort him for more money, cash, or whatever favor. And it's possible that they have cremated her so fast to hurry up and hide any trace of evidence of a baby, if it was a baby. And some people say, well, even if she was pregnant, you know, the coroner, he won't hide and corroborate and collaborate and collude with any mischief or misconduct from the police. It has happened before in other cities, in other situations. So I'm not saying that we can't trust the coroner, but I'm saying I just don't trust a lot of people. So we just gotta, go along with whatever the coroner puts on the paper. You know what I mean? And go from there. But God knows the truth. And ain't nothing gonna get away from him. It's a lot of stuff going on in this situation. And, it's very interesting. It's got a lot of moving parts to it. And I'm real interested in this right now. And a lot of things it's not making sense. It's not adding up what a lot of people have been reporting, such as one thing that stands out, and it's got a bright red light just beaming all over it, flashing to me. How, and I keep asking this question and can't nobody answer this question. I keep asking myself this question. How did the mother of Dominique and other family members of Dominique, how did they know that Matthew was on duty when he killed her? How did they know what time Matthew killed her? How did they know that Matthew went behind the house through the back? How did they know that Dominique was asleep when he killed her? How did they know that Matthew was looking for her wallet and couldn't find it? How did they know that Matthew went to her car when he finished killing her, looking and searching her car for her wallet to get the debit card out that had his name on it allegedly? How did they know that Matthew took her phone after he killed her? Did Matthew send an email and tell somebody that he did all of this? Did Matthew send a text message and tell somebody that he did all this? Did Matthew hold a press conference and tell the community or the family that he did this? How did the family members know? Something ain't right. And I got a feeling that it's somebody else involved in this. To what capacity? I don't know. Maybe they was over there whispering in Matthew's ear, telling him stuff because they didn't like Dominique no way, and influencing Matthew to do what Matthew did. I got a feeling somebody else might be involved in this. And I can feel that energy. I can feel it. And energy does not lie. I don't know who that person is, but I got a feeling there's somebody else that had an influence on Matthew's decision to kill Dominique. People's mouth can be so messy, and there's power of life and death in the tongue. That tongue is something else. And when some people get the run in their mouth, they can tell a lie on you, and they can get a whole lot of mess stirred up about you behind your back, and they can get you killed. Do you know that? Yeah. So we're going to talk more about that. But first of all, I would like to take time to introduce our unofficial sponsor, Smokehouse Chicken from Churches. Have y'all had it? It's for a limited time. It's got a sweet bourbon sauce with a real crunchiness around the edges. I like it. I had some yesterday and I want some today. And man, I could eat it all day. It's real, real good. It's like a grill leg quarter. It's real good. So I took a break from my diet and went and put some smokehouse chicken in my mouth. So yesterday I had the pleasure of talking with this older man, random conversation at the bus terminal while I was waiting for my bus. And to make a long story short, he asked me, he said, "Do you teach?" And I have heard so many people say this to me. I should be teaching. I should be doing comedy. I should be doing this. I should be doing that. And I understand I am very influential. And there are some things that God pours into me. And I have a way of pouring it into other people. But he told me, you should be a teacher because you teaching me. And I thought about that yesterday. And I got up today thinking about that. And I said, that makes me really think there is such a greater purpose on my life that I never imagined for myself. And perhaps that's why God has kept me here, because I tried to kill myself when I was 19 years old. I tried to kill myself so many times before that, ever since I was a little child. And, I don't feel suicidal now because God has kept me in such a way and shown me so much more than I could even ever imagine. And perhaps, God has purposed me to be there to say something to that man yesterday. I would not have been crossing paths with him had my life been taken before. So it's all for his glory. It's all for God's glory. What we do in this earth for him and things that we do to change other people's lives for the better is for God's glory. It's not about us. So we have to learn to take ourselves out of a lot of these situations and look at it from a different perspective. That's why God says to walk in spirit and in truth. And in being a teacher, if we want to call it that, I feel like this is a teaching moment. This is a teachable moment right here. And something I want to point out that has really crossed my mind these past few 2 or 3 days. And this is nothing personal. This is not a personal attack against Dominique. It's not a personal attack against Dominique's family. But, a lot of us walk in error and we don't even understand, because a lot of people have a touch of reprobate. When you are a reprobate state of mind, right is wrong and wrong is right. And, from looking at Dominique's page, a lot of you may not be aware, but a lot of your social media pages, it's a reflection of you. And the way that we dress, especially as women, it is a silent witness about our character. It's a silent witness about who we are. The way that we dress, the way that we carry ourselves. And I paid close attention when I was looking at Dominique's Facebook page and looking at a lot of the videos that I saw some of her family and friends posting. And like I said, this is not a personal attack against Dominique, but it's just a observation and an evaluation, if you will. And a lot of things that we do, a lot of traits and characters about us, we learn that behavior from our parents. So, maybe the path that Dominique was walking, perhaps that was a learned behavior that she followed suit in from some of her family members. And, a lot of times we have to be very careful in how we raise our children because we can put them inadvertently in harm's way. And a lot of parents think it's cute for their little girls to be dressed in a certain way and prancing and dancing and bending over and popping and dropping and all that kind of stuff. You think that's cute. And as they grow up, they're getting different types of attention. And a lot of different people are becoming attracted to that. And that is a spirit all by itself. And I'm not going to say what I want to say, but Dominique had attracted a lot of attention from men. And, a lot of women, when we get this attention from men, we use that power, and it is a power. We use that power as a weapon sometimes. And sometimes we use it to give pleasure. We do have a power as women, and we cannot misuse that power because a lot of times it can lead us into a dangerous path. But let me come back and touch on this. Okay, as it relates to this being a teachable moment, I keep on hearing and seeing the video, and this is not an attack against Dominique's sister, and I want to respect what Dominique's sister says, and she's young. And, a lot of times when we're young, we don't have the necessary maturity to understand and interpret things and express ourselves in a certain way and in a certain capacity. So I'm hearing Dominique's sister, her younger sister, say, people need to stop talking about her sister and respect the family's privacy and blah, blah, blah. And, to a certain degree, I feel like she's speaking out of emotions. She's grieving. She's shocked. And she wants to silence the voices of the masses. It's something that you will never be able to do, especially right now. The people are going to talk, and we're going to talk until we get tired. We're going to talk until we get, some type of satisfaction out of understanding the situation, because it's so inflammatory. And it's something that's very controversial right now. And it's got all the right elements to be something so shocking. And, because this doesn't happen every day. A white police officer and a black woman hooking up and, dipping and making it do what it do. We don't see this every day. And it's just, ooh. And then murder, suspense, drama, But I find it very interesting. Dominique's sister, she wants us to be quiet about her sister and respect the family, but she's not taking her own advice as it relates to Matthew. And I think that's very unfair. Does Matthew not deserve the same level of respect because he's the murderer, allegedly? And you want to punish him because he killed your sister? So you want to just put your mouth on Matthew and say whatever you want to say about Matthew? I think we should be fair across the board, And a lot of things will come out about you once you get killed, especially under circumstances like this. And a lot of people are talking about Dominique. A lot of people are talking about Matthew. Yeah, a lot of things will come out about you when you get in big, big trouble and when you get killed under such circumstances such as this. A lot of people start telling your business, and everything that people say about you may not be true, but a piece of it might be true. Some people add and subtract, and it may not be 100% true about what they say about you, but they might be having a piece of information correct about you. So let's talk about what they've been saying about Dominique. Let's talk about what they've been saying about Matthew. So allegedly, Matthew has tried to kill another woman. When he worked as a police officer in Olive Branch, Mississippi. I don't know what year it was. I don't know who the woman is, but y'all can try to see about that yourself. I'm just telling y'all what I've been hearing out here in these streets. And the streets are talking. Ooh, the streets are talking, 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 talking. They talking their ass off out here in these streets. And allegedly, when Matthew was a police officer over in Olive Branch, Mississippi, not too far away from Oxford. I've been in Olive Branch. I like Olive Branch. You know, it's right next door to South Haven, Mississippi. Very nice small towns, and they are growing and flourishing just like Oxford. And I think it's about 45 minutes from Oxford, give or take a mile or two. And Matthew allegedly used to work over at Olive Branch, and he got allegedly got fired. I don't know what the circumstances was. I don't know if it was connected to this woman that he allegedly was harassing and stalking, similar to how allegedly he was doing Dominique. And I just don't believe he was really stalking Dominique and uh all of this like they want to say. Some people say Dominique was trying to break it off with him. But then some people say she said she was pregnant. And if he didn't do XYZ, she was going to tell his wife. Which one is it? I'm confused. I'm really confused. And I didn't know Matthew was as short as he is. Allegedly, he's like 4 inches tall. And let's face it, Matthew just got played. He got played to the left. And Matthew, some men you can't play them. You cannot play them, and you can't play with their money. And they may not, beat you upside your head and fight you and cuss you out. They may just pull a gun on you and blow your head off. You know what I mean? Ooh, them some dangerous, dangerous kind of men right there. Them silent killers. You won't even see it coming. And they not even going to tell you. Well, they might tell you they tired of you. They tired of how you doing them. They tired, and give you a chance to straighten up and get it right. But a lot of them may not say nothing at all. They just going to tip up on you. And there it is. And getting back to the story. So, allegedly, Matthew was allegedly stalking and harassing this other woman. I don't know who the woman is. I don't know what race the woman is. And she couldn't get no help to help her with Matthew and make Matthew do right and leave her alone. And he was high ranking in that police department over there in Olive Branch. So the woman, she finally killed herself, allegedly. I don't believe that. If it's true, I don't believe that woman killed herself. She just got so frustrated and so upset to escape Matthew, she killed herself. I don't believe that. But a lot of times people have a way of covering things up and making things look another way that they are not. And we've seen a lot of this type of stuff in these, murder investigations, especially when they go to jail and they say they committed suicide. Like Sandra Bland, good and well Sandra Bland didn't commit suicide. And a lot of these other people not commit suicide. And then, just like over in St. Louis, when that activist son, Dante, was found hanging in the tree, they said he killed himself. They love to say these black men killing themselves when they hang. We don't do that kind of stuff. But they always say when a lot of these people get killed, they say they committed suicide, and the murderer gets off scot-free. But God keeps a record. God knows all about it, and you cannot escape. You can't con God. You can't hustle God, and you're gonna be held accountable. All of these people that's walking around with this blood on their hand done got away with murder. You're gonna be held accountable, but you don't have to take my word for it. Just die and go on the other side, and there go God with your record in his hand, and he gonna tell you, come on, pull up a seat, let's have a talk with you. And y'all gonna have to go from there. And you ain't gonna have no buddies to help you get out of it. And you ain't gonna be able to call nobody up and tell them, look, give me a hookup with God. What can you do for me? It ain't nothing you gonna be able to do. But just sit there and listen and take whatever charge that God gonna give you. And I got a feeling, if this story is true, that this woman, whoever she is, whatever race she is, I don't know if she black, white, or green, whoever she is, if it's true, I got a feeling she didn't really commit suicide. I got a feeling she got killed. But we can't prove it. And allegedly, her sister has been talking since Dominique done got killed. And, perhaps there is a story to be told. If y'all can find that sister, I don't know who she is. And, I'm not really interested in finding her. It's just so much to contain as it is. But if we find her, good. We need to find her and listen to her. Because perhaps it's more to that story. And if she didn't get burned up like Dominique, maybe we can exhume her body, bring her body back up out of that dirt, and take a closer look at the circumstances that led to her death. Yeah, she needs to get some justice. Don't she needs to get some justice if she got killed and she didn't really commit suicide. But even if she did commit suicide under them circumstances, shame on you, Matthew. Ooh, y'all men, you gotta be able to develop another way of handling these women. Whew. But that power of the puss is something else. Just like the power of the peen is something else. There's power in it. And you gotta learn how to process that power and deal with it in another way instead of just killing these folks when you just can't take it no more. But I can imagine how it feels to be caught up in all of this sin. And sin makes you stupid. Sin makes you do some things you wouldn't ordinarily rational do if you had a rational state of mind. But that sin, it'll have you getting turned over to a reprobate state of mind. You up under that umbrella of sin. Satan will get you set up for disaster. And he'll laugh at you and go on and set somebody else up. He ain't thinking about you because he done use you to do his dirty work. And he gone on laughing, laughing, laughing with his ugly ass. And I can't stand Satan. I'm so sick of Satan. Am I the only one that's sick of his ugly ass? I can't stand that burn up bitch. And he just keep on causing turmoil and trouble in the earth. I'm so sick. I could kick him square in his burn up ass. I could turn him over and stick all my toes and feet and bones of the foot all up in his little stinking ass. I'm so sick of him. But anyway, that's what Satan do. We can't get mad at him, even though he's a defeated foe. We can't get mad at him because he on his game and he doing what he came to do, which is steal, kill, and destroy. He go up and down in the earth, seeking whom he may devour. Just roaring like a fucking lion. Ugly motherfucker. I'm so sick of him. But, Satan, he can only give us a thought to do wrong. It's up to us. We got the power to let it manifest or not. And he done gave me a whole lot of thoughts to do some awful things. But I had to think. And I had to pray. And I had to let God intervene on my behalf to change and condition me, to come out of that state of mind. Because I knew that was going to lead to some trouble. And I couldn't reverse it. And what's done is done. You can't undo it a lot of times. And then you start, thinking, oh man, I shouldn't have did that. Man, I shouldn't have got in my car and went over there. But it's too late. One thing done led to another, and here you go. Fucked all up. Because you let Satan plant that seed of awfulness in your head, and your emotions got tight. Ooh, it just got the best of you, and you just wanted to do something to somebody because you feel like, ooh, I gotta put these hands on this person because they done got out of pocket. You know what I mean? I need to regulate. I need to let them know, and you can let them know. You can let them have it. You can give it to them, and bam, bam, there it is. But then you gonna be the one fucked up, sitting around having to explain yourself at the precinct and hire a lawyer and call somebody to tell them put your dog up and feed your dog and hide your cat and blah 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 and pay this bill and lock your door and sell your house and sell your clothes and blah blah blah. And everybody gonna be running in your house, rambling and stealing your stuff. Just like Matthew wife, whoo, she probably going all through his stuff, mad as fuck, because she got all that Dominique pussy residue in her throat from his penis. Ooh, she gonna punish Matthew. Probably done burn up and tore up all his clothes, all up in his toolbox, just slamming shit around. Ooh, she mad as fuck at Matthew. And he didn't want her to know, but she know now. Everything's out in the open. Ain't nothing left to hide. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Everybody know. And somebody mad, mad, mad. And Matthew acting like he taking it easy. Everything cool with him. And that look on Matthew's face, you can't even determine what kind of emotions is he having. What is he thinking? Matthew just got a look on his face. He look crazy as hell, don't he? And something that his Dominique's aunt said that I want to agree with, on every picture that Matthew has online that they have posted about Matthew, all his pictures look different. I agree. I noticed that before Dominique's aunt even said it. Every picture of Matthew looking different. He's a shapeshifter. He's a demonic shapeshifter. See, that's another thing. Satan will have you looking different and shapeshifting. And man, that's real dangerous. A shapeshifter. Oh my God. And that look. Oh, and Matthew's eyes. Matthew looks so crazy as hell. And if he already done showed you some signs that he crazy, why don't you believe him? Why you keep on playing with him? Why you keep on taking his money? Why you keep on dancing with the devil and playing Russian roulette with your life? And you think it's funny. You think it's a game. Some games you win, some games you lose. And Matthew was sick of them motherfucking games. And Matthew did something about it. And man, now this is no disrespect to the dead. But let me tell you what the streets have said about Dominique. Okay. And like I said, sometimes people can say something about you. It may not be true, but sometimes they may get a piece of it right. You know what I mean? So let's talk about what the streets have been saying about Dominique. Okay. Allegedly, they say, I didn't say it. The people out there saying this about Dominique, I didn't say it. I'm just repeating it. The people are saying that Dominique had a bad, well, I ain't gonna say it's bad. I don't know if it's bad or good. But some people are saying that Dominique had a habit of messing around with a lot of policemen. And allegedly, Dominique had been messing around with most of the policemen on that same police department that Matthew worked at. So Matthew, in other words, Matthew was just having his turn for that past year that they had been messing around. That's a long time to be messing around and be the side chick. So at that point, you really trying to run some shit, right? When you been a side chick, the mistress for a whole year, you done earned enough points and credit to run some shit and tell him how it's gonna be, when it's gonna be, where it's gonna be, etc. And allegedly, Dominique had Matthew just crazy. She had his nose wide open. And so, for some women, they like that shit. A man have his nose wide open, he doing what you want him to do. Oh, that make you feel like you got some pussy power, right? Your pussy good. He done told you it's so good. He just following you around like a little puppy, eating at the palm of your hand, licking and lapping all over you. Oh, that make you feel good, don't it? As a woman, it make you feel validated. And oh, you think you got it going on. You gonna walk a certain kind of way. You walking different. Like your stuff good. And can't nobody tell you nothing. You got this man doing this and doing that, and y'all all, allegedly they had been seen all around town at the car lot picking out cars and this and that. And allegedly a lot of Dominique's family members knew about this affair and knew that Matthew allegedly was possessive and stalking her and controlling and had put cameras inside of the house and had a key, a whole key. Matthew had a whole key allegedly to the house. And his name was on the card that he gave Dominique allegedly. And allegedly, according to the sister, he was about to get Dominique another house. I think she was probably renting that one over there in that neighborhood. Most of them houses are rented over there. And the news, some of the news stations, they showed a picture of that house, and it's just a little regular, regular house. It ain't nothing to brag about. But I got a feeling Dominique wanted to live in a real nice house, and Matthew was probably getting ready to get it for him. Because they showed Matthew's house. Matthew, he got a real nice house. He over there on the outside of town. He living real good over there. And some people say, Matthew didn't have no money. How was he doing all of this? In a little Mississippi, small Mississippi town. Well, allegedly, Matthew was probably pulling some double shifts, working a little overtime. And they say Matthew was over at Dominique's house sleeping on. I had a feeling he was climbing them little short legs over there in that bed with Dominique when he was supposed to be at work. And see, it's a little sleepy, small town, Oxford. It ain't a whole lot going on. So Matthew could afford to come over there and climb in the bed with Dominique when he was supposed to be on the clock at work. And they need to take back some of that time and that pay from Matthew if they can prove that he was over there. All I got to do is run that GPS that was on that police car and go from there. But anyway, allegedly, Matthew's family come from some money, according to some of Dominique's family. Dominique's family sure do know a lot of stuff, don't they? I got a feeling that some of Dominique's family was reaping the benefits of what Dominique was getting from Matthew. You know how that go. If he gets you a nice car, your family members can ride in it. Can't they? If he gets you a nice house, some of them can come over to the house and sleep over, some of them family members. If he gets you some nice clothes, some of them can ask to borrow the clothes and wear the clothes. Yeah. If he buy you some grocery with that debit card that he allegedly gave Dominique with his name on it, some of them can pull up to the table and eat good too. When they ride in that car with Dominique and she pull up to Popeyes or a nice restaurant, they can ask, can you give me some too? Or she may ask, you want something? They can eat good too at Matthew's benefit. Well, I should say at Matthew's expense. Yeah, so maybe that's why some of them family members kept their mouth closed and didn't say nothing because they was benefiting from what Dominique was getting. Y'all hold on a minute. I gotta take a nose break. This nose done start acting up on me. Hold on. Hold on. All right. Okay, I'm back. So let's talk about some other stuff that they saying out there in the streets. Okay, allegedly, the streets are saying that 3 or 4 of Dominique's children are all fathered. I knew all of them looked different. All 4 of them. And that's no attack against Dominique. But I'm just saying, it's a that's common in the black community. These women be having 5 and 10 children, and all of them have different daddies. I think it's a shame. It really is. But anyway, allegedly, Dominic had 4 children, and 3 out of 4 of them allegedly were fathered by policemen. Did y'all hear that? Did y'all know that? Yes, yes, yes. And I wonder what those policemen married when they was humping all over Dominique and conceiving those children with Dominique. I wonder if they were married. Probably so. Probably already had a main woman at the house. Ooh, this scandal is just something else, ain't it? Ooh, such scandal out here in the street. So since Dominic has been murdered, I was wondering who is going to take care of the kids. What a daddy's going to step up? Who are the daddies? So I'm hearing that Dominic's mother lived next door to Dominique already, and she has taken guardianship of the children and is in the process of officially, you know, becoming their guardian legally. So I think that's a good option. And, especially since they already familiar with their grandmother. And, but I still think it's traumatic for them kids to be living next door to the house where they lived and where their mom died and was killed in such a tragic type of way. And that, she was in that bed and everything. Oh, I think they need to pack up and move. And, moving out of town wouldn't be such a bad option. I think they need to move. And those children, the whole family, especially the mother and the children, they need to get some counseling, professional counseling. All of them need to go to counseling. And, oh, my God. They really do need some counseling. I feel so bad for them children. I really do. I feel so bad for them children. And see, this is why we need to be very careful as women and mothers. First of all, you got to be qualified to be a mother. And you as the mother, you are the first teacher of the child. And look at what Dominique had been teaching them children. Not to say she was a bad mother 100%. No, no, no. That's not what I'm saying. But look at what you're teaching your children. Look at what type of model you are as a mother. I'm pretty sure she was a decent mom. But look at the errors that you made as a mom. That set the foundation for your children. They are going to mimic some of those same errors that you made as a mom. And they're going to think that's normal because you, as the mom, set that example for them. So unless God intervenes on their behalf, they ain't going to know any other kind of way. And let me take a break from talking. I got a whole lot of notes, y'all. Ooh, it's just so much information been coming in. And I knew I wasn't going to remember it all in my head. So I had to take some notes. Look at that thick thing of notes. We're going to go through that in a minute. But let me take a break and read some of y'all's comments. Because I know a lot of you all have a lot to say. And I don't want to be the one to take all the time to talk. I'm going to be respectful and consider some of y'all's thoughts. So let's start with 1967 J. Edwards. Okay, let's see what time it is because I got to get out of here in a little bit. Hello, everybody in the chat. How are y'all doing this fine Saturday? 1967 J. Edwards says, if her mom was living next door and possibly reaping some of the benefits from this affair, then she was co-signing. I want to agree with you, J. Edwards. I gotta agree with you, J. Edwards. I was thinking the same thing. Okay, J. Edward says that she was co-signing the affair, so she almost don't have a leg to stand on herself. J. Edwards, I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking the same thing. You done took the words out of my mouth. So instead of getting on TV, this is nothing bad to say about her mom. No offense to her mom. But as a mother, you must take responsibility for some of this too. Let's be honest about this. I didn't want to say this out of respect for the mother and the family and Dominique, but since we're saying this, let's say this. Dominique's mother has to take some responsibility in this too. You were staying next door. You knew for a whole year that this girl, your daughter, was tipping around in this man, this with this married man, and he was coming over. He had a key to the house. She was getting all these goodies from this married white policeman, and you let it happen. You let it go down on your watch. You let your grandkids live in that environment. Now you want to cry. Now you want to cuss at the press conference. Now you want to go down to the courthouse and act a fool. Now you want to just wild out and want somebody to pay for your daughter being in where she is right now. You got a little bit of responsibility in that yourself because you let it happen. You let her walk down this path and you never intervene. And allegedly, Matthew tried to kill Dominique 3 days prior to actually killing her. Did y'all know that? According to the aunt of Dominique, and some of them family members, they talking too much. They talking too much. And one thing about that talking, if you're telling a lie, you're gonna slip up. So, in a way, I want to say they need to shut up. They doing too much talking. But another side of me says, let them keep on talking because sooner or later, when you're doing a lot of talking, you will eventually slip up and tell on yourself. So let them keep on talking. Let's not interrupt their talking. Let all these talkers talk. Let them talk. Cause somebody is gonna slip up in a minute. All is talking, and it's going down on record. The news reporters are typing everything you're talking. They got their tape recorder recording everything that you're saying. They put it in the newspaper. They put it online. So let them keep on talking, and maybe that'll help these pieces to come together, and it will reveal that hidden hand that I feel is out there somewhere. Yeah, let them talk. Because somebody else got a role to play in this thing that happened. I got a feeling somebody else got some influence on this. But allegedly, Dominique was in the bed 3 days prior to her actually getting murdered. And allegedly, according to the aunt, and that aunt, like I said, that aunt is just running her mouth. And I got a feeling some of them police, they going to see about that aunt and they going to shut her up. And because she doing too much talking. She doing too much talking. Oh, my God. And if some of them policemen in that town was messing around with Dominique, they're not going to let that aunt keep on running her mouth. They're not going to do it. They're going to put a stop to it one way or the other. In my opinion, I got a feeling. I don't want nothing bad to happen to her. But I got a feeling somebody gonna tap her on the shoulder or come knock on her door and tell her, look, let's have a talk. And it's gonna go from there. You know. But anyway. Allegedly, okay, 3 days prior, she allegedly was sleeping in the bed and just woke up and allegedly saw Matthew standing over her at the bed, dressed in all black with a ski mask and had his gun in his hand. And then I don't know if they had some conversation or what. And then, according to the aunt, she says Dominique told them, the family members, that he pulled a mask off of his head and just walked out of the room. That don't even make any sense. Did he have a change of mind? Did his heart feel bad about what he was going to do? And that look in her eyes made him change his mind? That story, it don't even sound right. That's why I keep on having a feeling somebody else is involved in this situation. And somebody was whispering some stuff to Matthew. They were setting Dominique up. I don't know who that person is, but I can just feel somebody else behind the scenes whispering and telling Matthew certain stuff. And that's what made Matthew hurry up and try to kill Dominique. He had to do it in a hurry. It was a lot of talking getting done. And it was getting hot. That talking had some heat to it. And it was disrupting Matthew. He couldn't even work. He's supposed to be on at work on the clock. He coming over there, driving by Dominique's house, looking at Dominique. He probably was at that window, looking all in the window, seeing what she was doing. He was rehearsing it in his head how he was gonna do it. And he was probably had the most crazy eyes just looking in that window at Dominique. She didn't even know he was out there. I bet he'd been standing out there a lot of times at night. She didn't even know he was back there. Probably been back there on top of a milk crate looking at her in the bathroom, hoping that he was going to catch another man in the house. And Matthew, to be a policeman, you a dumbass criminal. And he must didn't learn nothing at the academy. And he ain't hardly been at work. He been over there tipping around with Dominique. He should have been over there in the break room with the other police and at the meetings, the staff meetings with the police, and listening and trying to see how he could get away with all this shit and take some notes from them other police and see how they done got away with some of this stuff. And or maybe he just didn't care. He was so fucking mad he didn't care how sloppy it was. It was real sloppy how you did it, Matthew. He got his car that he gave Dominique over there in the front yard. Matthew, didn't you know? When this girl was found dead and the investigation got started and they brought all that yellow crime scene tape and wrapped around that house, didn't you know that car was going to be part of the crime scene, investigation, murder? Matthew, didn't you know they were going to run the tags on that car, Matthew? Matthew, didn't you know they was going to check the paperwork in the glove compartment? Matthew, you got the cameras in the house, Matthew. Didn't you know that the investigators going to run that camera footage? Oh, Matthew, you so dumb. You're so dumb. To be a police, you real dumb. I see why you was mounted up on that horse. You need to be out there on them horses, the police horses. They gave you old simple ass job because you got a real simple retarded mind, Matthew. And as kind as he was and generous with that money, Matthew was so dumb with his dick. He was so dumb as a criminal, as a killer. Now he got that killer instinct in him. He'll pop you like that. But I think they should have put Matthew on the killing squad. What you call that team that go out and kill folks? The special ops unit. Or maybe he should have been on that squad with the police when they go out and hunt for somebody and be ready to kill them on the spot. I think Matthew should have been on that team. He was okay on them horses because he just so simple. But Lord have mercy. Matthew just special needs. Can we call Matthew special needs? Matthew is special fucking needs. Okay. And he ain't got no business tipping around with no pussy, especially no black pussy, because he can't handle it. Matthew is little and he's unstable And little guys that's unstable like that, all fucked up in the head, man, you cannot give them no pussy, especially when it's good. And I seen a picture of Matthew's wife. I finally found a picture of Matthew's wife. She ain't no good looker. She ain't she ain't no good looking woman. So I see why he was compelled to tip over there with Dominique. Dominique looked way better than that wife. And she probably could move her hips a little bit better. You know what I mean? Black women, like I heard this other woman on the Cousin Pastor. The Cousin Pastor, he been doing shows about this situation too. And it's been very interesting. And one of the callers called in to the Cousin Pastor, and she made a good point. She said black women, most of us, not all, most of us can move them hips real good. And we got that juicy, juicy, juicy juice. You know what I mean? Unlike a lot of white women. No offense to the white women. But you can't move your hips like us. And when I see some of these white women that's been getting banged by a black man, I can tell right away. Cause a black man, he take your legs and spread you out and just really give you something to feel. You know what I mean? And work out. And a white man, he really can't do you like that. You know what I mean? He ain't got the equipment like a black man. And a white woman ain't got the moves of a black woman. Can we be honest about that? Now, they can buy a booty, they can buy some titties, they can buy some lips, some big old pretty lips, and make it look like us. They can buy all this stuff, but they can't buy our juicy juice. They can't buy our moves in the bed. They cannot buy our swag. It's only so much that your money can do. And the rest, you just gotta let us have what we got. You know what I mean? And when Matthew went over to the jungle and he caught that jungle fever, his life ain't never been the same. Matthew said, I don't care whatever it takes. If I gotta get 3 jobs, if I gotta work overtime, if I gotta get a loan at the bank, if I gotta rob the bank, whatever it takes, I'm gonna do what I can to keep this black woman. They say once you go black, you'll never go back. And Matthew said, I gotta do what I gotta do. And if I can't have this black woman, ain't nobody gonna have her. She just gonna have to be a dead black woman. Cause, this thing is just tormenting me. That's what Matthew said. And Matthew allegedly didn't want his wife to know, but guess what? She know now. So what you gonna do now, Matthew? Everybody know now, Matthew. Your secret is out in the open. So what you gonna do now, Matthew? What are you gonna do now? And Matthew acting like he ain't worried about it. Because he's in the brotherhood. And he knows that he carries a white privilege card in his pocket. That's part of the reason why Matthew was allegedly allowed to go out in the same room with the judge and that sheriff and come out of the same room when they was in the courthouse the other day. And the family saw that and they got really mad. And that's what made them act a fool. And then the judge gonna ask Matthew what he thought his bond should be. How you gonna ask the criminal, the one that's on trial, what he think his bond should be? Matthew might say, I don't think I should have no, don't give me no bond at all. Just let me out of here. And I come back whenever you set a time for me to come back. Man, that white privilege is something else, ain't it? Ain't it something else? And, Matthew, let's face it, Matthew is a part of the Good Old Boy Network. And for a long, long time, that's what Mississippi has been operating on. The Good Old Boy Network. It has never stopped. It ain't going to stop. And that's what it's been built upon. The Good Old Boy Network. And since then, the family really, really voiced discontent about that. Since then, the judge has reportedly recused himself And Matthew has been fired from the Oxford Police Department. They didn't waste no time. They don't want all of this smoke down there in the city. Ooh, Matthew just done stirred all this stuff up, and everybody's coming from all over the nation trying to see what's going on in Oxford, Mississippi. And see some of this stuff that they thought was covered up and all this possible illegal activity. They don't want nobody prying around and peeping around and asking questions and looking over here and looking over there. No, man, they gotta hurry up and get this, taken care of. Because there's too many people that came to the city and looking around, and if some stuff been going on that shouldn't be, they don't want nobody to find out, right? And that's gonna cause a lot of people to have to do it the right way for right now. And if you've been doing crooked ways and wrong ways for so long, man, that's gonna be a burden on you to walk right. You know what I mean? For a while. And you got all these eyes on you. You gotta cross your T's and dot your I's and shit. So it is what it is. This is gonna be a very interesting trial. And I don't know how it's gonna turn out, but it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be real interesting. But a part of me, it's just so many different conflicting things connected with this. And I just don't know what to believe. I don't know what to believe at this point. But it's some strange stuff going on with this situation. Strange, strange, strange. Okay, let me read some more y'all's comments. Okay, Valencia says black women can move and look at how we dance. Look at how white people dance. No rhythm. Yeah, you gotta have some rhythm. You gotta have some rhythm. And Matthew was liking all that rhythm. Rhythm. You know what I mean? And I was looking at some of them videos when Dominique was dancing. Dominique had that black woman rhythm. Matthew was liking all that. And I was looking at how she was dressing and, all of this and all that. Matthew was liking all that. That's what kept him, doing what he was doing for over a year. That's a long time. And I don't know if she was pregnant or not. And if she was pregnant, was it Matthew's baby? I don't know. Oh, man. Ain't this something? The mystery baby. The mystery baby. And we don't know if Matthew was the dad of the baby, if she was pregnant. Or if she was just lying to Matthew to extort him for more money in the house and this and that. But allegedly, the word on the street is Dominique told him she was pregnant. And if he didn't do X, Y, and Z, she was going to tell his wife. Man, it's a lot of side chicks done got killed by saying those few words right there. I'm going to tell your wife. That's all you got to say. That's all you got to say. And it's a wrap for you. It's a wrap for you, especially when you're dealing with a man that has a lot to lose. He not going to let you tell that wife. He not going to let you do it. And as soon as you say it, and you say it in such a way like you mean it, and please, 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 whatever you do, don't you go in that wife inbox. You're going to get your ass towed off your back, okay? You're going to get fucked up. That's all you got to do is tell him, I'm going to tell your wife. And he going to make sure that you don't. That you don't. And I don't know if Dominique had reached out to his wife, and that's what caused Matthew to get into a panic mode and exercise what he did. I don't know, but something made Matthew get in a hurry to kill Dominique. I don't know what it was. Don't we need to put a microphone in front of Matthew at that jailhouse and talk to him and ask him some questions? I need to get on the visitor list and go down there and ask Matthew, Matthew, get it off your mind. Tell us what we want to know, Matthew. Why were you in such a hurry to kill that girl? And who else was talking to you, Matthew? Was somebody talking to you and telling you stuff about Dominique and it made you mad? Who is that person, Matthew? Because I can feel the energy of that person. Who was it that kept calling and texting you and meeting you outside and telling you Dominique did this, Dominique said that? Who is that person, Matthew? Tell me who that person is. Because I know they out there. Huh, with they messy self. Who done got this girl killed with your messy mouth? I don't know who you are, but I can feel your energy. I can feel you. And they was inciting the wrath of Matthew, whoever that person is. And yeah, that person with that messy mouth done got Dominique fucked up. And here go Matthew in jail, done lost his job. Probably gonna lose his wife, his home, his dog, his cat, and his little girls. His wife probably ain't gonna let him see the little girls. She ain't gonna drive up to that jailhouse and bring them little girls and see Matthew up there. I don't know how he gonna see them again. But anyway, he might have to wait till they grow up and get on Facebook 20 years from now, and they locate him if the wife don't brainwash him against him like a lot of women do. But anyway, allegedly Matthew family got a lot of money, and that's how Matthew was high rolling the way that he was. I don't know if that's true or false, but I got a feeling it might be true. I got a feeling Matthew, a lot of people when they have a lot of money, they can be kind of off in the head and just do all kind of crazy stuff with their money. And these sugar daddies or guys that come from a lot of money in their family, these white guys, they don't care about spending, money on a house or car, uh, grocery or clothes for a woman, a side chick. Hell, they do that all the time. Look at Donald Trump, all them side chicks he done had. You know what I mean? So, the spend a little $1,000 here or $5,000 there, that ain't no money to them. That's chump change. You know. So they look at it as an investment. As long as you massaging their penis and pleasing them, they don't mind giving you a little money here and there, being your little sugar daddy, as long as you keep it sweet. But as soon as you turn it sour, the terms and conditions change. Yeah. So that's what happened in this situation. Y'all hold on. Speaking of sweet and sour, I got some sweet and sour candy, and I want to put some in my mouth. Hold on. And take a nose break. Okay, you guys, I'm back. I really like these. Have y'all had these? I really like these. They're sweet and sour. Sour bright crawlers. Berry berry version. They got different kind, but this is the very berry version. I really like these. I just found out about them not too long ago. It's a nice little snack. But this is very tragic. This situation is very tragic. Very tragic. Let me read y'all's comments. Okay. 1967 J. Edwards says, the one thing about a white woman who is not going to miss out on that money are those benefits that comes with that job and position. She'll be okay. Stop right there, J. Edwards. Ordinarily, she will be okay, but what about the part where Dominique's mother could file a wrongful death lawsuit, civil lawsuit against Matthew, and they could be entitled to those benefits, her mother and those children. And I got a feeling Matthew's wife might be moving and transferring a lot of things, and Matthew probably done told her to come to the jailhouse and let him sign over everything to her, and then she can hide the assets. So the mama, she needs to stop all that screaming and yelling and jumping up and down and cussing on camera with the news reporters, and take care of that business. You know, the white people be moving real quiet when they transferring them assets. So you got to take a page, out of their handbook and get quiet and start moving just like they move. And she need to file to freeze Matthew's assets and file a lien on his property, on his bank accounts, etc., etc. That's what you need to do. And some people saying that, a lawsuit will be frivolous, but I want to disagree. Matthew, if he was on the clock, which I believe he was on duty, he was in uniform, he did kill Dominique with his service gun. The city and the police department is negligent in that regard. Even though he was not killing her in the commission of his duties, he still killed her while he was on duty in his uniform with the service pistol nonetheless. So they have to take some accountability for that. And, the real fight, as me and somebody else was saying earlier on the other video, the real fight is going to happen when Dominique's mom gets that money. And you see, you can't give money to people that come from the dirt, ain't never had nothing. And let's face it, I'm not talking bad about Dominique's family or Dominique, but from my observation, from what I see on the news, those family members look so dusty. And you can tell they ain't had too many sandwiches, okay? And when you give some dusty folks from down in Mississippi millions of dollars, man, you finna have a lot of fights. A lot of fights. A lot of fights on your hand. And it's going to be some backstabbing. It's going to be a lot of turmoil. Because somebody going to feel entitled. Somebody going to feel like they was closer to Dominique than somebody else. And they deserve, and they babysitted the kids all them times. They deserve. And this, that, and the other. So, it's going to be a lot of cutthroat, backstabbing, and betrayal going on. A lot of fighting going to go on once that money comes to the hands of Dominique's mom, and a lot of people gonna try to get close to Dominique's mom. Ooh, it's gonna be a mess. Man, when you give black folks money, especially when they ain't got too much, they ain't never had too much as it is, it's a setup for a potential disaster. But anyway, it's sad. But the light lining to this could possibly be those kids will possibly be able to live, eat better than they did before. For however long. They should, if they do get the money, they should They really should put it in a trust fund for the children, and a court appointed person, be like a conservator, and they give the kids a monthly stipend or allotment, and, you know, make sure that nobody is taking advantage of the children and just running through the money. Because a lot of people like to run through the money, especially if they never had a whole lot like that. But they really need to go through some therapy. They really do need some therapy. Somebody said I'm fat, and I'm fabulous too. You forgot that part, bitch. You forgot that. And you're gone. I'm fat and you're gone. I can lose weight. I can go out there and run and lose weight right now, but you still gonna be ugly. You still gonna be stupid. You still gonna be a worthless motherfucker. What you gonna do about that? I can go out there and run and lose weight, but you still gonna be a stupid motherfucker. You still gonna be a loser. What you gonna do about that? But anyway, we're not gonna deal with no trash today. I'm just gonna block it. I'm gonna block it. They want to take me out of my character like they did last time. I ain't gonna let them do it. I ain't gonna let them do it. Oh, we got another one. But let me read some more y'all's comments. Wait a minute. Quayle's diary says the other guys are pissed Matthew blew up the spot. Did Matthew blow up the spot? Man, all them guys allegedly was coming through taking a turn. Matthew done blew up the spot. You sure tell the truth. And they like, damn, Matthew, everything was going fine until you got mad, until you got in your feelings. You were giving Dominique the money. Dominique was giving some of it to us. She buying groceries with your money. We can come over there and eat on our break. And here you go getting in your feelings. You giving Dominique money on the debit card. We come by and get some gas off of Dominique at the gas station and keep it moving. We had a system going on, Matthew. And there you go. There you go. I take my turn getting my penis massage. You take your turn. We had a good system going on, Matthew, for a whole year. And there you go. Getting in your feelings. Dominique had a system too. Allegedly, she had a habit of telling these men after they had sex, and she was taking pictures, allegedly, and doing videos. You know how y'all freaky girls like to do. And getting these men all worked up and bothered and hot and ready. And when they didn't do what she wanted them to do, she'll threaten to tell their woman. Extortion by any other name. That's what it is. And we got a lot of girls out here in these streets that like to extort men. And it can get you in trouble if you try it with the wrong kind of man. And he ain't gonna tell you that he ain't that wrong kind of man. You're gonna have to find out by yourself. And you may not live to tell about it. Some of these men ain't playing that game that you play. But a lot of girls, just like them girls all over Instagram, that's how they go on them trips. That's how they get on Instagram showing off all their clothes and going here and going there. And you don't never see them going to no job, no 9 to 5. And they be extorting these fucking men, scheming and scamming and all this kind of stuff. And for a lot of them, it works for them a long time. But like any other game, there's an appointed time the game got to stop. And sometimes you win, sometimes you lose at the game. Yeah. But you don't want to be that kind of woman that play them kind of games. And I know a lot of men play games with women, but we are not built like that. We weren't created to do that. And no matter how hard you try, we cannot compete with a man. We can't do it. But so many women, they don't get played by so many guys for so long. So they decided, well, I'm going to turn the table. I'm going to play them games on him. I'm going to be heartless just like him. I'm going to just be out here fucking for whatever I can get and move on to the next one just like him. I'm going to do me just like he doing him. It's going to look bad on you. And you can't compete with a man. You can't do what a man can do. And that's just how it is, you know. That's just how it is. And there's a lot of women in the graveyard right now doing that same shit that Dominique was doing. You're going to lose one way or the other. And you can only do it for so long, and then it's going to get caught up with you. And then if you got children, they're going to suffer. They're going to suffer. They're going to suffer, suffer, suffer. And why would you do that to your children if you love them? That's not love. If you're going to let your children suffer like that. You know what I mean? Valencia says, that little bit of money that officer was giving Dominique wasn't even the tip of the iceberg. I doubt Dominique was getting $500 monthly from Matthew. I don't know. I don't know how much she was getting. We'll have to pull the bank statements to find out. We're going to have to pull the bank records to find out. And the cell phone records and see how much money he was giving her. I don't know. We need to interview Matthew. Man, we need to get down to that jailhouse and interview Matthew. Matthew, we got some questions for your ass. Ooh. Matthew done got caught up in the rapture of lust. Wouldn't this make a good movie? Man, I bet you somebody down there in that town right now interviewing everybody trying to get this story together so they can do a docu-series on Lifetime or somewhere. This got all the right elements for a good, hot movie and a book. Man, oh man, but we ain't gonna be able to get Dominique's side. All we can do is rely on her family and friends, and they may or may not tell the truth. And blah, blah, blah. And the children, they done sat up there a whole year and seen Matthew coming in and out of the house, buying them birthday gifts and Christmas gifts and blah, blah, blah. Now they got to look at policemen a certain kind of way because a policeman killed their mama. And they got to rebuild their trust for the law. Sad, sad, sad. Ooh, this is really sad. It really is. It really is. And you know, this may affect her daughters. You know, in her daughter's development, she getting ready to be a teenager. That's gonna shape her development as a young girl. It's sad. It's real sad. It is. But at any rate, Matthew was having an affair. A secret love affair. I don't know if it had a lot of love. I don't know if love. I don't know if love had anything to do with it. But nonetheless, they was having an affair. Oh my God. Hold on, y'all. Woo! Yeah, they was having an affair. Let me hurry up. Let me see if I forgot to tell y'all anything because I gotta go in another hour, in another 30 minutes to an hour. I had wrote down a lot of notes because so much information is being put out there. Let me see. Oh, child. Quayers want to know where I'm going today. I'm supposed to be going to that job. Oh, I sure don't want to go. I sure don't want to go to that job. But don't y'all, have y'all thought about this? I still want to know how the family members, especially that mother, how did she know that Matthew parked his car and went into the house from the back when he killed her? How do they know that? This ain't making, it's not making a lot of sense. How does she know that Dominique was asleep? How does she know? And I want to know, why did they cremate her so early? Right after they did the autopsy, they cremated her. And like I said, the family has to take some responsibility. They knew this girl was having this affair. They knew that Matthew was somewhat crazy and possessive and stalking and blah, blah, blah. And they still let Dominique be in that relationship. And if he tried to kill her 3 days before he actually killed her, okay, why would you let her stay in that house? Why would you let the kids stay in the house? Why did you not change the locks on the doors? Why didn't you call the police or the state troopers or the FBI? If you couldn't trust the local police, you could have called somebody. Why didn't you get on the Greyhound bus or put some gas in that car and leave town? Why would you stay there and continuously sleep in that same bed? You thinking it's a joke. You thinking, oh, he not going to do nothing. And you should never underestimate somebody, especially if they're showing signs already that they're jealous and controlling and possessive. That is a dangerous energy, So God had already showed Dominique grace. If this is true that he tried to kill her 3 days before, and she woke up and seen him standing over the bed, dressed in black and a mask on his face. Okay, God gave you 5 senses. He gave you a brain that functions. Okay, he's showing you grace. Warning, warning, warning comes before destruction, right? So he done gave you a chance. God helping you out. God giving you a chance to wake up and look at him. And so you're going to go back to sleep. You done. You done caused, your own death. At that point, if God done gave you the mind to wake up and see, and you go back to sleep in the same house, damn. You know what I'm saying? Man, bye. You ain't got but one time to show up over my bed and I wake up and see you. Man, you ain't gonna see nothing but smoke from that point on, because I'm gonna be gone. Okay? Or at least change the fucking locks. I'm not gonna stay there and go back to sleep and let you have a chance to do it again. Man, bye. Man, bye. That's just like, just setting yourself up for disaster. That's what that's like. Oh, hold on, y'all. My phone has come off of this thing. Has come off the holder. Ooh. Oh, hold on. Okay. Okay. So it's just a really sad thing. It really is. It's a real sad thing that happened. And, you know, we just have to take a page out of what happened to her and do better for ourselves. Um, but I have been hearing about a lot of policemen are a part of the Masons. Have y'all heard about that? And I was thinking the other day, if that's true, that might explain how they are able to get away with a lot of stuff like they've been doing. But for Matthew, if that's true that he worked in that other town not far away from Oxford in Olive Branch, Mississippi, and he was fired from over there, like a lot of policemen do. They get fired after they get in trouble in one police department, and then they may go to a different town or a different state and become a police officer there. And we don't even know that they are a danger, a possible danger to the community, and they're given rights to ride around freely as a police officer in another town. We need to know, you know, their background, right? And I think we need to be able to create a database so if they get into trouble, it shouldn't be wiped. No, we need to know that they kill somebody in another city or they harass and stalk somebody in another city. We need to know that, because if they repeat that pattern, one thing about a pattern, it does not just vanish just like that. A lot of times these people repeat a pattern for a long time. And then, they may or may not do some harm to somebody, but sometimes they could do harm to somebody later on. And we need to have a database so we can see what they've been doing in another town. You know what I mean? But it just, it's just an element of evil. It's an element of evil that exists. And, Satan will make you think this stuff is fun. But there's no fun. It's an illusion. It's all an illusion. And then you get caught up in it, and there you go. Destroyed. J. Elwer says there will be another woman in the same situation thinking she is different and ending up in the same way. No lesson learned. Right. Yes, indeed. But had y'all heard about that? Matthew had been involved with another woman in Olive Branch, Mississippi, and she couldn't get no help to stop Matthew from harassing and stalking her, allegedly. And then she finally killed herself because she couldn't take it. What Matthew was doing to her. She committed suicide. I don't believe it. I believe she was murdered. If that story is true. Had y'all heard about that? You hadn't heard about it? But man, oh man. But yeah, allegedly he had installed cameras in the house, like I said. He allegedly had a key to the house. Allegedly, he was paying most or all of her bills. Allegedly, he had bought her a car. Allegedly, he was about to buy her a house. And allegedly, they had been seen just frolicking all around town, going to car lots together, and blah, blah, blah. While his wife was on the outside of town. She probably didn't ever come to town, that part of town, so he could get away with walking, riding around town with that black woman. Because his wife was over there in another city, almost halfway in another city. And, you know, she probably didn't mess with too many black folks. And a lot of those white people in that town probably didn't know uh, Matthew in that other town. So I could see how he was getting away with it. And I bet Matthew was getting out of that bed with his wife. He probably didn't spend no time at home with his wife. Telling her, oh, the boss, my supervisor calling me. I got to go to this job. And I got to go help them with this. I got to go help them with that. And just lying to that wife, telling her that he had to go to work, work, work. He was going to work, but it wasn't work all the time. Yeah. Matthew is something else. But Matthew, he got to repent for all that lying he was doing and all of this awful stuff, all of this adultery. Ugh. Matthew, you don't fail your children. You don't fail the children. You did, Matthew, you don't fail the city that you work for. Oh, Matthew. Look what you done did with your life, Matthew. Just look at what you done did with your life. But if that's true that, Matthew is a part of the Masons and the Good Old Boy Network or whatever, Matthew, he probably know about the other policemen doing some low down stuff. So that might be Matthew's way of having a bargaining chip to get out of it. And who knows, when he was in that back room, when they first brought him to court the other day, and he was in that back room with the judge, him and the judge might have talked. And the judge probably gave him a way out and told him what to say. But either way, that didn't look good for them to come out of that room together. That judge, he know better. He know better. He know better. He know he not supposed to be meeting up with the criminal behind closed doors in the quarters back there with the sheriff deputy. Like they having a little powwow. Man, that don't even look good. It's not right. And then to come out of the room together, they could at least taken him another way. But all of them came out of the same room. And that's what made that family act a fool. And, it's already starting off looking like Matthew's getting some favoritism and a little bit of help from the Good Old Boy Network. So the judge recused himself, rightfully so. And there's no guarantee that things is gonna be fair from this point on. But we can only just hope for the best. But I am gonna be so ready for this trial to start because I want to hear from Matthew. And I hope Matthew will have a talk with God while he's in jail, and God will prick his heart and help him to tell the truth and be honest. I mean, at this point, Matthew, what do you got to lose? Just be honest and pour your heart out and tell why, how, when, all of that. Don't y'all want to know? Matthew just ought to just go on and write him a book. And that'll help his children, because whatever money he got, he'll probably have to give that to Dominique's mama and children. So, he could write a book and do a movie. And, part of that going to go to the children and Dominique's mama too. But that would help some of his children too and his wife. So, it is what it is. But, I think Matthew, I think he probably rehearsed killing Dominique a lot of times before he actually did it. And he was probably sitting up there talking to Dominique. And hold on. Ooh, I got a killer ant. I'm so sick of these fucking ants. I got a killer fucking ant. He was probably sitting up there talking to Dominique a lot of times and just looking at her, thinking about killing her. And she didn't even know that's what was on his mind. I bet he was just sitting up there. He probably had walked in the room while she was asleep so many times. She didn't even know he was there. He just standing over here thinking about it, rehearsing it in his head how he was going to do it. And she didn't even know it. Just a sitting duck. Just laying there waiting to get fucked up. And there it went. Matthew rehearsed it so many times and he finally got the courage to go ahead and go through with it. Yeah, she had been sleeping with the enemy. And God had gave her so many chances and so many avenues to escape. But the devil kept on pulling her in. The devil had Dominique drunk and sin. Just had her drunk. And that's why you gotta be careful with all this sin. Satan will make it seem like it's so fun. But that's an illusion. It's a trick. Satan will pull you into that trick bag and get you fucked up. And then he's gonna laugh at you. He's gonna laugh at you when you get defeated. But most crimes are passion. A lot of them be rehearsing it first before they do it. They be thinking about it first. And then one day they finally do it. But somebody said that Matthew dropped Dominique's phone outside. Now this is the story. Allegedly, Matthew went outside looking for that wallet. Matthew was looking for that wallet because it had that debit card inside the wallet with his name on it that he had gave Dominique. And once again, how do the family members know this? How do they know that Matthew was in that house looking for that wallet? That's what makes me think somebody else is involved. How do you know if it was just Dominique and the killer in the house? How do you know what the killer was thinking about? How do you know what the killer was doing? How do you know what the killer did after he did it? It wasn't nobody in the house but him and Dominique. Dominique already did. How do you know that he went outside looking for the wallet? How do you know he was looking in the room for the wallet? How you know this? Somebody else's ass is involved, in my opinion. And allegedly, somebody said, connected to the family, that Matthew, when he killed Dominique, he went outside looking for that wallet. And it was a light came on inside of her car, a bright light. And Matthew forgot all about that part. And he was just frantically looking for that wallet. And he dropped her phone. And somebody drove down the street. And they seen Matthew in that car. I don't know if it was nighttime. I don't know if it was daytime. But they said Dominique had been out at the club that Saturday night and her kids was at their uncle's house for the weekend. And it makes me think, was it a setup all along? Did they tell the kids, go, spend the weekend with your uncle. We're going to have some games over here. We're going to watch some movies. Was that part of the setup to get the kids out of the house and let Dominique be there by herself? Did somebody say, Dominique, you want to go to the club tonight? Girl, it's going down. Was they trying to get Dominique out of that house to help set up everything for Matthew to come in and do what he did to Dominique? Was they trying to make Matthew mad? on purpose so they can get Dominique fucked up. Man, somebody else is involved in this. And they are a dirty motherfucker. And Dominique probably thought, oh, this is my good friend. This is my good cousin. This is my good this or that. And honey, they was probably telling Dominique to do this and do that. And Dominique going along with it. Didn't even know that they was setting her up. She didn't even know. And huh. So anyway, allegedly, somebody drove by and seen Matthew out there in that car. And Matthew, he was so nervous. He didn't want them to see him out there in that car because he had already killed Dominique. And what if they drove up and said, "What Dominique at? Hey man, what's going on? How he gonna work that out if she dead on the inside, you know?" And then he ain't supposed to be seen at the house around that time because they gonna be figuring out what time she died when they get to the coroner office. He gonna be able to tell what time she died. He gonna be able to tell if she was really pregnant. All of that's coming out if the coroner be honest in his report. So let's hope that the coroner be honest in his report, him or her. And so when the car, whoever that is, when they drove down the street, Matthew got nervous and he dropped the phone and he closed the door. And then I think somebody said he dropped the phone inside the car. And whatever was on the phone, I don't know why Matthew didn't go back and unlock the door and get the phone. Or maybe he didn't even know he had dropped the phone. I don't know. And whatever was on the phone, somebody said it was some incriminating evidence that linked Matthew to the crime. I wonder what that is. And that's how they ended up going to pick Matthew up. And I don't know if Matthew admitted to killing her or what. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But man, this is something else. This is really something else. I wonder what that is on that phone that linked Matthew to the crime. I wonder who that was that drove down the street and saw Matthew. I wonder who that person is. But Matthew is a sloppy criminal. Ooh, he's so sloppy. Or maybe he just took it for granted that he's a cop and he's in the good old boy network and they gonna help him clean everything up. Maybe that's it. You know? But I wonder, how do these certain family members know all of this stuff that they know? Did Matthew tell them that he did XYZ after he killed Dominique? How do the family members know all of this stuff? Like Matthew parked his car down the street and went in the house through the back. How do her mama know that? How? How? How did they see all of this stuff that they say they seen? How did they see it? How do they know the stuff that they know? How? And you know something else I was thinking about? If Matthew was doing all this stuff and putting cameras inside the house and following and stalking and being possessive, I bet Matthew had a GPS tracking device on her car. I bet you he had a tracking device on her car. Sure did. I bet he did. I bet he had a tracking device on her phone, especially if he bought the phone, especially if he paying the bill for the phone. You know he was looking at all of her texts. You know they got that thing that you can download, that app where you can see somebody else's text. You can listen at their phone calls. and watching every move they make on social media with that phone. I bet Matthew was doing all of that. Plus, he's a policeman, so he know all about all that tracking device shit. Yeah. That's what you don't want to do if you're sneaking around and being scandalous. You don't want to mess around with a cop. He got all the tools to watch you and look at you and get away with stuff low down that he do to you. You know, I used to want to date a guy in uniform, but fuck that shit. That's too much danger, danger, danger. Especially if he ain't wrapped too tight, man. You gonna mess yourself up messing around with a cop. Hell no. A lot of them can beat your ass and get away with it, or do worse and get away with it. So I don't want that. I don't want to date a cop. No thanks. And uh I'm pretty sure that they're gonna be pulling a lot of them bank records between Dominique and Matthew. They're gonna be pulling a lot of phone records. They're gonna be pulling a lot of those car lot records, the camera footage from inside the house. And man, it's gonna tell the story on this relationship. And the pieces to the puzzle gonna start coming together. You know what I mean? And that lets you know what's done in the dark will eventually come to light. And a lot of stuff that you try to keep secret will be revealed. And it's out of your control. It's like a wildfire that just burns out of control at this point. And Matthew, man, Dominique gone. You know, it don't even matter that her secrets is coming out. But Matthew, even though he in jail, he gonna be alive to be embarrassed. You know, even if they put him in solitary confinement instead of general population, most of the time they don't put policemen with general population. They should, though, in my opinion. But he's still gonna, have access to the news. He ain't gonna want to look at it. He ain't gonna want to listen to it when it comes to his part that's being reported. But he probably gonna listen at a little bit. He probably gonna look at a little bit of it. Some of his family members gonna tell him some of it. And them attorneys, they probably gonna tell him a little bit too. So he's still gonna be kind of embarrassed a little bit. You know what I mean? So he gonna have to be alive to deal with it. And a part of me feel like possibly Matthew, he is not showing any signs of remorse. He was allegedly joking and laughing when he went to court the other day with the judge. And when I seen him walking in them handcuffs and that black and white jailhouse jumpsuit outfit, whatever it was, he didn't look like he was concerned at all. He looking like he looking forward to getting out of there and going back to living his life. That's what he looking like. He looking like he could care less about her life being gone. I don't see any remorse in Matthew's face. Do y'all? His body language. Them bags under his eyes. That scruffy beard. I don't see any remorse in that. I don't. And his eyes look so wicked. And he got such a distressful look on his face nonetheless. Because he can't stand being inconvenienced this much. And walked around in handcuffs. Because, that wasn't supposed to happen to him. But anyway, he got caught up in sin, in the rapture of sin. He looked so defeated by the devil. He looked so defeated. To go from a policeman in a policeman uniform to wearing a criminal uniform, being locked up in jail. Ooh, you let the devil make a fool of you, Matthew. Sad. Dominique let the devil make a fool out of her too. So neither one of them win. Neither one of them. Neither one of them win. The devil had them thinking they was having so much fun, and getting away with it. Ooh, it's so fun when you're sneaking around and doing stuff you ain't supposed to be doing, and you so-called getting away with it. Ooh, it's so fun. The devil make you think. He ain't setting you up for disaster. That's all. He's setting you up for failure and making you think it's so fun. Ha ha ha. The devil get the last laugh. And the joke is on you. Mm. Mm, mm, mm. And then, what about the part when they do the ballistic test on the gun and the bullet that was in Dominique's head? That's going back to his gun. So I don't know what Matthew's defense is going to be. I don't know if she was really pregnant. And if she was really pregnant, how far along was she pregnant? I don't know what time Matthew killed her. How long she was laying there dead, I don't know. But I do know this much. A lot of times when these people get shot in the head, their head is swell real big. And man, oh man, I don't know why they cremated her. Maybe they felt like her head was going to get real big and they wouldn't have been able to, even, in death and putting that embalming fluid in her. I think that head still be getting big. And maybe they, didn't want to take a chance having a funeral, even if it was closed casket like that. Or maybe that was somebody else's decision and they instructed the mother to sign off on it and go along with it. I don't know. But this is a whole mess. Don't y'all agree? You don't have to agree with me, but I think this is a whole mess. And then something else that I think is a mess is how, even though we feel however we do about this whole mess, it's a way to express it. And some people online just saying and posting such hateful things about Dominique. And I think that's so disrespectful to the dead. Yes, what she did was disrespectful. But that don't mean you gotta just drag her down like a awful dog and just talk about her and say she deserved to die. Oh, some people posting such hateful things. But I do want to agree with some people who are saying how ironic it is that she got killed by a white cop and she was praising the white cops and mocking the black people when they got killed by the white cops and got beat up by the white cops. How ironic. And that praising of the white cops, it seems to run deep in that family. I was listening at her aunt. And this is no offense to the family or Dominique. But in my opinion, something don't seem right in the head of a lot of those family members. Something is off about them. And that's not to say nothing terrible about them. It could just be a hereditary thing. And, some people can be off and not even know it. But the other night I was listening at the aunt on the Cousin Pastor show, and she just praising one of the former sheriff deputies who's dead now. And I'm like, wow. And some people can call it cooning. Some people call it bed wenching. I don't know what I want to call it, but I'm like, wow, lady. So that's where Dominique probably got it from. Her aunt, her aunt does it, and her mom probably does it. And I'm like, wow, wow, wow. So Dominique probably taught that to her kids. And I'm not saying you should just be against whites, but to sit up there and praise these folks like this, it's unusual. It's very unusual, in my opinion. And I'll just keep it right there. It's very unusual. And they had a habit, they seem to have a habit of praising these white cops. But anyway, I did look at Dominique's Facebook page, and she was just in favor of them police. And I wonder why she didn't become a police. I mean, she crazy about them police. Almost every post, something about them police. And little police memes and police jokes and all this kind of stuff. I don't know why she didn't go to the academy and become a police. I mean, she crazy about them. And what else was I gonna say? It was something else. Oh yeah. If it's true that 3 out of 4 of her kids are by a policeman, man, seemed like to me the policeman would have reciprocated that love and had her some type of funeral service or memorial service and just take her body around town like they do the other policemen. Let her have that one last ride and give her a 21 gun salute and all of that kind of stuff, right? How you gonna be in love with the police and they ain't in love with your back? Whoever this person is that rides his dirt bike every fucking day, he gets on my fucking nerves. He gets on my fucking nerve. And I bet it's somebody that don't have a job. Dusty bitch. I get so sick of him. Oh, Jesus. I'm just praying for deliverance from this neighborhood. I'm just praying for deliverance from this place. But anyway, it's very ironic that Dominique got killed by a white cop after mocking the black people that got beat up and killed by white cops on social media. Very ironic. But anyway, it is what it is. But I think, as I said before, her mom should file an injunction or a motion to stop his wife from transferring any of his property, assets, and money, and place a lien against his assets, bank accounts, pensions, paychecks, property, and freeze his assets, and file a civil wrongful death lawsuit against him and the police department in the city. I think that's what she needs to be doing immediately. And it's just a really tragic situation. But it just goes to show you can't play with people's hearts, and you can't play with money that these people have, and you can't take them for granted, because some of them can appear to be strong on the outside, but inside they're so vulnerable. Inside they're so weak. And you never know how long a person has been trying to stand strong and hold it together and try to do the right thing before they just snapped and did the wrong thing, you know. And Matthew was probably paying her expenses for a long time to try to keep her mouth shut. and he had just been, going outside of his means, perhaps. He probably wasn't a sugar daddy, a high roller, but Dominique was probably requiring him to be. So he probably had just, spent. And he probably would have spent more and sacrificed more. But the way that the terms and conditions started to change, and it required a different part of him to step up to the plate. And then, with these different elements that she introduced to the relationship, it was too much for him. It was too much for him. And he didn't see a way out of it other than to kill her. Because he saw her as a problem, probably. And he had to get rid of the problem. And somebody else was talking to him and probably told him that she was the problem. And they had to get rid of the problem. And that's what Matthew decided to do. Get rid of the problem. So, it is what it is. So, we just got to let this be an example. Dominique and her choices. We got to let this be an example for us who are left behind. We got to be better instead of repeating the same pattern that Dominique and Matthew did. It's a lot of cheating out here. And I have participated in a lot of this cheating and slipping and sliding myself. But thank God for deliverance. Thank God for keeping me strong. Thank God for me choosing to not participate in planning this hot fire out here in these streets. Because a lot of times when you play with fire, you can and you will get burned. And it hurts to get burned by the fire. It hurts. It don't feel good. But anyway, she's dead and she's done. But we are still here. And God is giving us another chance and the mind to make a right choice with the choices that He allows us to have. And, we have power and we have to exercise our power in the right kind of way as women, as well as men too. Because a lot of these men, they be doing the same thing that Dominique was doing. They be having us crazy and having us co-signing loans at the bank and getting them trucks and getting them houses and all this kind of stuff too. And some of us be just crazy for some of these men. And all they got to do is say jump and we'll ask them how high, baby, how high. You know what I mean? And you don't want to be that crazy for a man. But I understand because some of them have that kind of power. You know what I mean? I understand. But you don't want to get involved with somebody that'll have you crazy like that. Because you'll lose your life under the spell of those kind of people. But for some females, this is rewarding. This is validation to exude that kind of power over a man. It makes them feel so assured to know that their puss is that good. And they possess that kind of power over a man. They have a man's nose wide open. And he just be sniffing for him. Looking for him in the daytime with a flashlight. And he'll do this for him. He'll do that for him. All I got to do is say the word. And pop their finger. And he's at their beck and call. Eating out of the palms of their hands. In between their legs. And it's very tempting to get involved with these kind of people who are so weak and vulnerable. And we have access to their hearts like this. It's very tempting, but you have to be able to control even that much too. And this is just a reminder that everything that looks good to us isn't always good for us, okay? Everything that looks good to you isn't always good for you. Some of this stuff you just got to look at it and keep on moving because it will cause you trouble later on if you play around with it long enough. You know what I mean? It's trouble with two legs. And, you know, Dominique's choices have inadvertently become her children's reality, and they have to carry the burden of her choices and adjust to their new normal. That's a conflicting kind of love, isn't it? And I wonder if Matthew's family is going to um talk to him on the phone. Are they going to accept his calls from the jailhouse? Are they going to go visit Matthew at the jailhouse? Are they going to call an attorney for Matthew to represent him? Will they take up some money for Matthew's kids? Would they disown Matthew at this point? Are they going to take care of his outside affairs? I don't know. I don't know. But I got a special request for Matthew. In exchange, I'll vouch for Matthew to get bail. Matthew, you done left some nice vehicles. And I need a ride, Matthew. I'm tired of riding the bus. Let me have one of them motherfucking vehicles, Matthew, out of your yard, Matthew, or your garage, wherever you keeping them, the carport. I need one of them motherfucking vehicles, Matthew, because you ain't gonna never drive them ever again. I need one of them cars, Matthew. Let me come up there to the jailhouse and get them keys from you. And I will write a letter on your behalf to advocate for you to get some bail and get out of there a little while. Now, when you get out of there, if you get out of there on bail, you probably gonna kill yourself. But I need you to turn over them keys and the title to one of them vehicles before you die. If you kill yourself or whatever gonna happen to you, Matthew, just give me the title and the keys to one of them motherfucking vehicles, and I need you to do a quick claim deed for that house because I need a home, Matthew. Your wife can go over there with your family, your mom and dad, and your sister and brother, whoever you got that's got all that money that they say your family got. She can take them kids and go over there and stay with your brother, Matthew, if you got one. Let me have that fucking house and that one of them vehicles. I know you got a bunch of them. And as far as gas money, I can make it. I can make it. I ain't gonna ask you for that, Matthew. I ain't gonna be greedy like Dominique. Just keep on, and ask for a debit card and this and that. I can get the gas, Matthew. Just give me the motherfucking keys. Cause you ain't gonna need the fucking vehicle no more. And I know the wife, she gonna be wanting to sell the vehicles. She gonna want to sell your toolbox and your tools and pawn this and pawn that. I don't care nothing about all that. Just give me one of them motherfucking vehicles in that house. And I need her to take her brunette head ass and get out of that house. Because you ain't going to want Matthew no way. So get out of his house and let me have it out there in that nice side of town, outside of the city limits. That's a good area where ain't no heathens in. I need that house. Or just let me have some of that money that you was giving Dominique. Or your last paycheck. Give me your last paycheck, Matthew, and that can put that down on the house. And let your wife stay in that one. But I need one of them vehicles. Because she can't drive all that shit by herself. And I'd be your number one cheerleader to campaign for you some bail. Now, they may or may not give you the bail. Ugh, ugh. They may deny you bail. But at least I ask them on your behalf. Ooh, God must want me to keep all that in my throat. He know that's foolish. That's why I'm coughing. God already know that's some foolishness, right? But anyway, uh, so anyway, um, this is a bad situation. A bad situation. And ooh, I got a mosquito down here just biting all over my ankle. Why do they love fat ankles so much? But anyway, you guys, I gotta go. I'm gonna read a few of y'all comment, and then I gotta take my shower and get out of here. Okay, let me read a few of y'all comments, and then I'm gonna go. Ooh, I sure do want to go there and get me some more chicken. That Church's chicken, that what did I say it was? Smokehouse. It is delicious. It's got some sweet bourbon sauce on it and crunchy around the edges. I think it's grilled. Grilled, I think, is real good to me, in my opinion. And you know they got them honey biscuits. They all right. They got a new peach cobbler too. It's awful, awful, awful. It looked decent on the picture, but it ain't hitting on nothing. It ain't nothing but that biscuit, that old dry biscuit before the honey, minus the honey, and some peaches that got way too much nutmeg. They're trying to saturate it with that nutmeg to throw you off and make you think that it really ain't a biscuit. And them little pitiful chopped up peaches. I wasn't impressed. But if you're interested, they got it for $1.99. Hello, Spook TV. What do you think about this story concerning the cop killing the black girl, and they were secret lovers and all this and all of that? What do you think about it, Spook TV? This is something else. Hello, KW. What do you think, Spook TV? Do you think he should get bail? Do you think he should be allowed bail, Spook TV? Do you think her family has any responsibility in this? If they knew that he had a key to the house and they had been having an affair for a year and he was doing all this stuff for her and they never intervened, you know, even though she's grown, 32 years old, she can do what she want to do. Don't you think if they loved her so much, they would have intervened and tried to stop, especially if they saw the signs that he was possessive and controlling? Don't you think they should have said something more to try to save her from being killed? It's a very interesting story, Spook TV. Yes, it's a very interesting story. Happy Memorial Day, KW. Yes. Yes, KW. He needs to give me one of them vehicles since he gonna be in prison forever. And I'm tired of riding the bus. And I think that'll be nice of him. And the judge might be lenient on him doing all that community service on my behalf, giving me a vehicle because I know he got plenty. He ain't gonna never use them vehicles no more. Give me one of the vehicles in that fucking house because I need me a home, honey. And I think the judge will go lenient on him, more lenient. Now he might still be in prison forever, but it might, Hello, Reggie Williams. Reggie Williams says, haven't been on in a long time. Yes. JoJo says, this stuff been happening a long time. My mom and dad separated. They got married when young, 14 in Tennessee, but eventually got back together. Yes, it has been happening a long time, JoJo. But to this degree makes it somewhat different, you know, because it involves some murder and a whole lot of deceit and a whole lot of little players on the side that we can't see yet. But give it some time. Those players behind the scenes, they gonna be revealed too. Cause a lot of talking gonna get started, and somebody gonna get mad at somebody, and somebody gonna be like, "Let me say this about you," and blah 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 blah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Especially when that money come into play, that settlement money. Somebody gonna get real mad about that part, and somebody gonna say something. Blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's when the real showdown gonna go on. When that money get paid. Yeah, that's when the real fight gonna start right there. Okay, JoJo says, but the chick my dad was messing with murdered him in front of my brothers as a kid. Wow, are you serious, JoJo? She only got 30 days in jail. Wow. That must have been manslaughter. Did she get manslaughter? It's different, capital murder and manslaughter. You can kill somebody not meaning to, but whatever you did was reckless that caused them to die. They may go, you know, and say, you didn't mean to really do it, but they died, so you'll get manslaughter. But capital murder, you premeditated it. You planned it out. You meant to do it. Man, they gonna throw you under the jail for that. You know. So she only got 30 days in jail. That must have been manslaughter, I'm thinking. Maybe, JoJo. It's just sad, sad, sad. Yes, it's really sad. Yes, Sweet Babe T says they be hypnotized by the lust. Yeah, they be hypnotized by lust. 1967, J. Edwards says she probably was using those posts as a way to low key send love notes to who she was messing with. Probably so. Sending out a coded message with "We are looking at it" as pro cop, but she could have been stroking his ego. Right, J. Edwards. I agree. Sweet Babe T says the police department could care less. I agree. Miss Sasser says they should have left her body intact. I agree. I think they cremated her too early. Way too early. Um, Goodbye, Quay's diary says she going to the gym. Valencia says I'd be too scared to date or marry a white man in Mississippi. Um, My Sasser one says, I think he targeted women who didn't have many options. He sought them out. That's what predators do. Oh wow. Okay, J. Edward says I give you that, but it's nothing and no one out here and no lack of education that I would kill myself rather than find another option. And the first is not being with someone's husband. Um, okay, my sister one says they made it for her to get cremated that quickly so he would only get one murder charge. Ain't that something? Wow. Yes, JoJo, she got cremated. I can't believe that they cremated her. Wow. Yeah, this is really interesting. Really interesting. But anyway, you guys, I'm gonna get off of here. I gotta go. It's 3:30. So you all have a great day. And I thought I'd do this video to update you all. And we probably will see and hear some more updates as the days go by. Cause, more information is coming out all the time. And it's just crazy, 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 this situation. But anyway, you all have a great day. And a lot of y'all are going to be celebrating the holiday. So be careful out there in those holiday streets. And, you know, how ironic this situation has happened right before Memorial Day. So I'm pretty sure her family will be memorializing her as well as, her friends. So she's not the only one. There's many that have been killed in this capacity as well as others who have been killed in other capacities. So let's reflect on them and salute the ones that are deserving of that salutation. And you all have a great, great holiday. And we'll talk again real, real soon. Yes, JoJo, I feel the same way. I can't wait to see how this turns out, too. This is going to be interesting. And then, we have the other trial coming up involving, what's his name? Lorenzen Wright, his wife, his ex-wife and her ex-lover. They are in jail now for his murder. And that's going to be interesting also. Excuse me. So I think that's supposed to get started in August or September. And it's been so long, having them sit in jail waiting for this to get going. So that's going to be interesting also. So anyway, you all have a great day and we will talk again real, real soon. I'm thinking on the next live stream, we're going to talk about celebrity gossip and news. And we got a lot to talk about right there. All right, you all have a great day and holla at your girl. Peace.